Catamaran's investment director, Abhishek Laxminarayan. Now, Catamaran, the private investment firm owned by the Narendra family, has been pretty reticent all along, but it's built a very strong portfolio which includes the likes of Hector Beverages. It also has a joint venture going with Amazon on the seller side in India. I asked Abhishek about the investment themes that Catamaran follows and what really sets it apart from typical VC funds.
Our mandate is quite simple. It's about investing in companies and entrepreneurs who are fundamentally changing the structure of the ecosystem. And that takes a long while to actually find and identify. So we don't have a specific sector focus, we don't have a specific stage focus.
Compared to a traditional VC, how is Catamaran different? Because, not exactly a family office, but it's a different investment firm. So in terms of your expectations from startups or your portfolio companies, how does it really become different? And even the funding cycle, how is it different from how a traditional VC operates?
I think fundamentally our difference is we're very long-term oriented. We're fundamental value-oriented investors. We're patient. We have no specific exit horizon. So we're really looking for these companies to fundamentally change the ecosystem over a long period of time. That makes us sort of structurally different with some of the other VCs. We tend to co-invest with them a lot and often have sort of synergies across. But we are not looking for exits in 3 years and 5 years. We're looking for entrepreneurs who are truly passionate about what they're working on.
Right. And how much of an influence is, the way Mr. Murthy built Infosys, right? The stress was always on cash flows and profitability and running operations as efficiently as possible. Does that always seep in your portfolio companies as well? The less of cash burn and more of unit economics right from the start?
Absolutely. I think that's a big... the way Mr. Murthy built Infosys, I think, is an example to every single entrepreneur in the country. It's aspirational. And yes, his ethos is a big part of the way we think about companies at Catamaran. I think the most important aspect there is value system. And we don't say that lightly. We're really looking for entrepreneurs with a strong value system. What are the decisions they're going to make when we're not in the room? We don't date, we marry these companies, so we really need to know what they're about.
Give us a sense of, the overall trends that you're seeing now, because a lot of people are talking about how there is going to be a pullback this year, more caution, partially because of China and global factors, and also because the last 2 years have been unprecedented in, the amount of funding that we've seen across stages. Are you also adopting a similar approach, perhaps more in early stage, smaller amounts, compared to the way you've been operating before?
To be honest, the way we operate, we're sort of heads down, working with companies, working with entrepreneurs at a very, at a basic level. And I think we're sort of insulated by what else is happening around us. Yes, there have been funds who are becoming less aggressive about India, but that really doesn't affect an entrepreneur who's truly doing something unique, differentiated and long-term. So I think for those entrepreneurs, you're always going to have access to capital, and I don't think that's going to slow down, and that hasn't. There's still enough capital waiting to be invested, but I think the bar for differentiation and the bar for doing something really different has changed.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow, and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.